Good morning, good evening, welcome to TV Papua News of August 2014. Covering this month, Dr. John Ondawame passes away. Papuans remember the illegal New York Agreement. 21 people arrested, 13 detained at a house gathering in Nimbokrang Makar. KNPB leader found dead and dumped in the sea. Students arrested for peaceful activism. Indonesian security forces arrest and detain French journalists. PapoeaNL celebrates the traditional culture with the first Barapen Festival. Dr. John Ondawame passes away. Dr. John Ondawame passed away on the 4th of August 2014 in Port Vila, Vanuatu after a heart attack. Until his passing, he was the elected Vice Chairman of West Papua National Coalition for Liberation and an active member of the Free Papua movement. Arrangements have been made with the authorities concerning his body for his family from Timika to be present at the burial. And in West Papua, a week of national mourning has been declared. The passing of Dr. Ondawame is a big loss for all the people of West Papua, especially at this time when the efforts are on the way to consolidate cooperation and coordination between the West Papuan stakeholders. Last year, Dr. Ondawame and the executives of the WPNCL succeeded in putting West Papua on the agenda at the Melanesian Spearhead Group when they applied for a membership. In June, the MSG meeting in Port Moresby decided to defer a decision on the membership and request a much broader stakeholders representation before West Papua membership could be decided.
That's when the Free West Papua movement made its bid for membership.
Our delegation come here as a lost son of Melanesia to come here to ask for your support. We must unite and find a viable alternative to solve the longest conflict in our region, West Papua. Your support is vital and urgently needed.
Subsequently, at the request of the government of Vanuatu, delegates from West Papuan organizations are currently preparing to travel to Vanuatu to fulfill this request and co-create a new combined application for membership. Dr. John Ondawame has dedicated his life serving the OPM, the WPNCL and the people of West Papua. May he rest in peace. Papuans remember the illegal New York Agreement. In West Papua and Indonesia, Papuans have protested against the New York Agreement, made and signed by the USA, the Netherlands and Indonesia in '62 to transfer the former Dutch New Guinea colony to Indonesia. The Alliance Students of West Papua Consulate protested in Bogor, West Java. They condemned the cooperation between America, the Netherlands and Indonesia concerning the signing of the treaty, carried out without involvement of any representative of the people of Papua. Papuans have traveled to the UN office in New York at the moment of the making of the agreement, but were not allowed inside. This agreement governs the future of West Papua. Particular articles refer to the right of self-determination of West Papua under international law. At the same time, the KNPB protested in Port Moresby, which caused a stir. 10 peaceful activists were arrested, detained, tortured, intimidated and beaten. The Papua Student Alliance has stated the following demands to the international communities, the United Nations, the USA, the Netherlands and Indonesia. 1. We are demanding our right of self-determination through a referendum. 2. We are demanding to stop all the exploitation and close down all the activities of multinational corporations, companies owned by international imperialists, including Freeport, British Petroleum, Medco and Corindo. Those companies paid high tax to the Indonesian government as well as providing Indonesian military with equipment. 3. We are demanding of the Indonesia to pull out the Indonesian military and police from West Papua immediately and stop crimes against humanity in West Papua. 21 people arrested and 13 detained at a house gathering in Nimbokrang Makar. At a house gathering in Nimbokrang, Sentani, the Indonesian police have arrested 21 people, of which 13 are detained. For a long time the charges were not communicated, and on a later stage the police declared they were members of the OPM. Contacting with their lawyers and even their families are prohibited, which is guaranteed by international law. KNPB leader found dead and dumped in the sea. A West Papuan pro-independence activist Martinez Johame has been found dead less than a week after he went missing in the lead-up to the Indonesian president's visit to the region. His body was found in a sack floating in the sea near the city of Sorong. He was head of the local Sorong branch of the peaceful independence group, the West Papua National Committee. Amnesty International said the disappearance had coincided with the detention of another political activist just prior to the president's visit in Sorong. Ondawame had reportedly staged a press conference in Sorong the day before he disappeared, opposing the president's visit and raising the issue of illegal logging. The KNPB were reportedly planning demonstrations, which include the raising of the banned Morning Star flag. Amnesty International has condemned Indonesia, saying the attack highlights the repressive environment faced by political activists and journalists in the area and the rights violations by the security forces there. Students arrested for peaceful activism. 2 students got arrested and abused by the Indonesian police for the peaceful act of graffiti. The students expressed their desire for an independence referendum for West Papua. Robert Jelemaken, a 16-year-old high school student, and Ondawame, a 21-year-old university student, were arrested in Manokwari district solely for the peaceful exercising of their rights for freedom of expression. Amnesty International has received credible information that the 2 students were tortured during their arrest and in detention. They were taken to the Manokwari district police station, where the beatings continued. Both have been released now and are recovering. Indonesian security forces arrest and detain French journalists. 2 French journalists, Thomas Dandois and Valentin Bourra, have been arrested by the Indonesian police and have spent already weeks behind bars. The 2 were working on a documentary in West Papua for Franco-German RTTV when they got arrested. According to the police, the 2 were charged with working illegally without official media accreditation. Later, a police spokesman suggested the 2 may face subversion charges for filming members of the OPM. The 2 journalists, who domestically media have reported were producing a documentary on West Papua, are just the latest victims of the Indonesian government's Papua censorship obsession. These tactics have been used before in a decades-old policy of the Indonesian government for preventing foreign media to report on the happenings in Papua. That policy makes it nearly impossible for journalists to report freely from the province. Obstructions to the foreign media access include requiring foreign reports to get special official permission to visit the land. The government rarely approves this application or else delays these processes.
Voilà 2 semaines maintenant, 2 semaines que ces 2 journalistes français sont retenus en Indonésie. 2 journalistes de la chaîne Arte, âgés de 29 et 40 ans, interpellés lors d'un reportage sur les rebelles séparatistes de Papouasie, accusés tous 2 de propagande anti-indonésienne. Manon.
Thomas Dandois, Valentin Bourra, 2 journalistes engagés sur les terrains difficiles. Cette fois, ils tournaient un reportage pour la chaîne Arte. 14 jours qu'ils sont retenus par les autorités indonésiennes. Arrêtés le 6 août dernier à Wamena, ils ont été transférés à Jayapura, la capitale de la Papouasie.
PapoeaNL celebrates traditional culture with the first Barapen Festival. The Papuan community in the Netherlands celebrated their heritage with the first Barapen Festival, a festival for and by the PapoeaNL community living in the Netherlands for 3 generations since the 60s. Growing up in the Netherlands, the culture consciousness can be a challenge, so during the festival there was traditional dancing, singing, myths, storytelling, symbolism, woodcraft, national anthem, flag ceremony, drumming, and a barapen, preparing food in a traditional ground oven. The first edition was a great success and the organizers stated that this will be a yearly event. For now, this was TV Papua News. We hope to see you next time. Tabea.